All right, did that again. I don't know what's going on with my music, but that's all right. We are live. Happy Friday, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm excited to be here this week. What is this? Week 2 now in a row that I've been here, I think. Was I here last week? I don't remember. It's been one of those weeks. I forget stuff. Anyway, you'll notice that I am uh sporting the cozy jacket. We're not sponsored by them, so just ignore that. Although, if anybody from that organization is watching, certainly welcome to open conversation. It is time for your HMG weekly wrap up. I'm glad to be here because we've got not one, but two very special guests here today. One of those people I have known for many years. She is like a sister, and she's good people, and her daughter is along with. I'm talking about the host of a new podcast here on HMG called She Birthed the Vibe, and we're going to bring them on here, Ashley and Mea. Let's get them on here. There they are. Ladies, what's going on? Oh, unmute your mic. Can you unmute the mic? Let's try that. Maybe I can.
Okay, hey y'all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Where'd my voice go?
Listen, we forgot we was on mute, friends.
Yeah, we're just talking.
We did rehearse before here, but listen,
That first one
showtime.
was good. Too,
Showtime.
You could have got that.
And we're off, folks. I'm telling you. Here we go.
Hey, it's Friday.
Ladies, welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys being on here. Let's dive in a little bit and let's get to know y'all a little bit. So, Ash, I'm gonna start with you because I've known you the longest. You know, I've known you for
over 10 years.
Yeah, over a decade. So,
yes.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, hey y'all, I'm born and raised from Houston, Texas. I am a combat Army veteran. I say whoop. So I served in the military. I am the oldest of 3, independent lady. But I'm married with 3 beautiful young ladies. They're young ladies now because I don't have any more babies. I cannot believe it. But I am thankful to have connected with Adam. I connected with him through Camouflage Sisters, another women organization that supports women in service, in military service. And so Adam has been a great staple in like just mentoring and a lot of the things that I do. So I'm an author. I've authored 10 books, as well as my children are authors. Mea is an award-winning author, my daughter that's sitting here right now. And so we write books. We are positive life influencers. And my military experience really has shaped my life. It was the best decision that I've ever made. And so I'm happy to be here.
Nice. Love it. Love
that. My name is Mea. This is my mom. We do all write books. Me, my mom, my little sister, my great grandma. I am not married. I don't have any kids. I want to be married. I don't want any kids.
Mea, you better not. We're gonna have a different conversation offline, girl.
Oh no. They're about to get me. Right now I'm doing the whole college thing. So
now
that's fun.
Mea, what can you say where you're going to college and what are you majoring in?
So right now I do like dual, so I do high school and college at the same time.
Oh wow.
So I go to like an early college high school and I go to Central Texas College. And I have I'm getting my associates in Introduction to Criminal Justice.
Good for you. What would you like to do? That you have a goal with like being a cop or something like that, or working in that line of work?
I would like to be a lawyer, and then like a little bit after that, like the end goal, I would like to be a judge, so I can just like sit there and like listen. But I would like to be a lawyer first because like I want to be like in the hot seat for a second.
Yeah, I got you. For
a second.
And what are your 3 schools that you're going after?
So my top 3 schools, like I would say Howard, like the Howard Law School would be my number 1. Like if I get there, like nobody's gonna tell me nothing. All the people, like, I was gonna be like done. I would be like so floored if like I make it there. And then my second one would definitely be Texas Southern because they have the Thurgood Marshall Law School, and I really like that one, and it's closer to me.
Yeah.
And then my next one would probably be Miami, University of Miami for their law school. Their law school is pretty good, but I really want to stick to like an HBCU, which I'm pretty sure U of M is at HBCU too.
Nice. Good.
And I also attended Texas Southern University, so I was very excited when she said that before I went into the military. That's where I was engaged in school.
I love it. So, ladies, what started? You got a podcast called She Bird the Vibe right here on HMG. Just started that recently. What tell us the background about that? Is that something that you guys have wanted to start for a while, or like what started this? Why is the mother and daughter doing a podcast together?
So you want to tell her? I'll tell her.
You gonna tell her?
Okay, so we would start having these conversations, and you'd be like in the car, like we have really, really good like mother-daughter conversations. And so mom, and we're like, okay, look, key, somebody would pay to listen to this. But mom says a couple things that would really get us canceled in real life. And I was like, okay, but like you're gonna have to like keep all the words that you're trying to say, but you're gonna have to reword some things because sometimes the way she says, I'm like, oh, that's going to jail. That's jail time. That's like treason. Like you're gonna be an enemy of the state. And I was like, okay. But I really think it was just like the depth and the goodness of our conversations, and we were like, I think for me, it was really for like the people who had like the absence of a mother or like the absence of a daughter. That's why I was kind of drawn to it, because now you can listen to us talk and you can laugh with us because we say a lot of pretty funny stuff. And it's not like, it's kind of just like sensible in that way to get that same feeling that your mom or your daughter would have given you, especially for those who have not so good relationship with their mother or their daughter. I think this would be a really powerful thing to do. But I really liked it because we had really funny conversations. The only thing is, like in our podcast, it sometimes be less words and just more laughing. That's why we put the "her laugh my heart" in there.
Yeah. I concur with that. Yeah, you two are right. Franco, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. And I see that KMC Digital is on the Instagram. Kaylin, thank you, Kay, for jumping on.
Hey guys.
The two of you together. Hilarious when I listen to the shows. Malachi, what's up? Another Army veteran there. Appreciate you jumping on, brother.
What's up?
What so showing the mother, having a mother-daughter conversation, I like the basis of the show, but what's the purpose of, what's your long-term goal with the show?
Long-term goal is one, we want to, break the chains to all of those broken mother-daughter relationships. And so we have real tangible / like serious / just way to connect conversations. So you got to have an open door for that conversation, between mothers and daughters. I am on that end where I did not have a great relationship with my mother. And so that was one of my goals when I had kids. One, to have kids that I could provide for. And then two, have a relationship that is, unbreakable, or where they know that they can count on me, or they can lean on me, or they can come to me, when times get hard. And so we want to introduce, rebuilding and revamping mother-daughter relationships in a fun way, where you can take out the serious parts, because there are serious parts of our life where I fell short, she fell short, but we have those conversations in a safe space where we hear each other, we consider each other, and then, we bring that love factor in where you really know someone, then you love them for real. And so we want to have, mother-daughter dates, which we introduced to our own life. And so really it was one of those, everywhere mommy goes, daughter goes. And it's like, no, I did not invite you.
She
but
really, really did.
No.
She really.
And so Mia started calling, she's like, mommy-daughter date. And I'm like, well, I guess this is going to be a thing. And so mommy-daughter dates are where we get to actually just spend one-on-one time. And I have 3 girls. And so for that, that's hard, because you don't really get one-on-one. You have mommy called from every different direction.
Right.
But because of me and Mia's mommy-daughter dates, I was able to actually calendar out mommy-daughter dates for each girl. And so I think that was very, very important because that also helped me get a deeper bond with the other two girls. And so it just became a thing. And so we would like to have huge mommy-daughter dates across the world where moms and daughters can come together, even if they have been separated like me and my mom had been for years, decades. This can help bond, some of those relationships. I am a proven fact to that.
I love that. Ken, good morning to you, brother. Appreciate you jumping on. I love the mother-daughter date. So let me ask you this: as a parent, I was Ash. You know my story. Single parent for 15 years, and it was like trying to do something without bringing Junior. And you've met Junior, like without bringing him along all the time. Like you need that time by yourself.
Right.
But then it was just like I went everywhere with him, and I think that had created a strong bond. I'm glad to see that you guys are doing that because I know your girls and fantastic young women that you've raised. You've done a tremendous job with them. Mea, do you feel like you had to push mom to get to spend time with her when this first started, or was mom pretty open to the idea? I'm kind of throwing mom under the bus here. So
I would say for a long time, mom was like very like mentally checked out. Like she was like there, but she was very mentally, she was like a shell of a person.
Yeah.
So like she can be there and she can like meet like your living needs. Like she's gonna keep you alive, but like everything else is like not her problem.
Yeah.
So for a long time it was like that. But I feel like as we kind of got older, I would say my mom's been like a very planning mom. Like everything is planned like down to the T. Unfortunately. So she kind of gave me that type of brain, and then she'd be like, "Mea, like just stop planning stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, look at you, like,
right?
Please stop talking to me right now." And then I would say like the best mommy daughter dates we've ever had are the ones that weren't like on the calendar, the ones that weren't like on a schedule. When they're on a schedule, it's like low key, like now you just scheduled me into your schedule, and now I'm done. I don't want to anymore. It's usually like when you just like you get in the car and then something funny happens, and then usually like those are like the good days.
So let me ask you this, and this is for both of you. Do you feel like your relationship is more than just mother-daughter and it's morphing into a friendship as you, Mea, get older? Now, obviously, and again, I'm using my own personal experience. Like for me, it's always like, I'm going to be the parent first and foremost. Like that nothing is going to take that place. Like I can be your friend when that time is appropriate. But even then, I'm dad first, right? Heather, good morning. So like, do you feel like now that you have had these mother-daughter dates and why, do you feel like the bond is stronger?
I would say most of the time, like as I'm getting older now, like I'll be 18 in November, she's more friend-like. I would say she's more friendly. Like I come to her, I tell her something, and she gives me suggestions. It's not really too much like, you need to do that now. So it's not really like too much like it was before.
Yeah.
But I think like at a certain part, like you like, I feel like I've always said like when you get to like 14, like 15, you're everything that you putting your kid up into that point, like you're watching it like come out, whether like you put it in there subconsciously or consciously, then that's what you're watching come out. And then like 15 to like 17, about to be 18, you're just like picking the little things that were wrong or that were right, and then like encouraging those things,
redirecting.
Right.
So, and I would like to speak on it, like on the part that you just said, Adam. And so on the outside looking in, we have gotten a lot of comments, especially me. I've gotten a lot of comments about Mea not knowing her place, and so our relationship looks to be very disrespectful from the outside looking in sometimes, because people don't know the background of all of this, because Mea does get checked a lot. And so Mea knows that, but Mea was that child. All you got to do is look at her. Like you look at her, like you told her,
like she knows.
You told her to come in here this morning. She came running. It's like she knows the voices, she knows the voices. She knows the look. I never really had to discipline her like that. Now, yeah, when she turned 14, listen, watch out for them 14-year-olds, okay?
I think
14.
the teenage years were
She
fun.
lost her mind at 14. And so like we had another kind of relationship at 14
I
because
do what I want.
right. She was trying to figure out herself. She was just really, really just sorting some things out, exploring lots of things that were not okay.
Right.
But so yeah, you always have that parenting factor. Yes. But I felt like as I get to know my kids, I felt like there became a shift where I only had to redirect the areas where I thought she needed improvement,
Right.
and then just go into suggestive mode for the areas where I know she's got it. Like I know she can communicate effectively with anyone. She's not going to get ran over. I know she can cook for herself. You know, I know she can fend for herself. So there was areas where I just made a mental shift. But like she said, I had to wake up first because there were many years, a whole decade that I was just mentally tapped out because of our background as a family.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she's a product of a divorce. She's a product of domestic violence. And so there's just so much in her background that we had to heal from.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we talk about that too, because depressed moms don't bring healthy relationships with kids in general, not just daughters, because a depressed mom for a son is detriment. Like it could crush a son because sons are more like trying to help their mama, you know, especially protect their mama if it's a situation like that. And so, you know, you got to be a healthy mind mentally healthy mom, you know, to help your kids. And so when I started getting healthy, then our relationship started getting where it is now, which is why people think our relationship is not healthy, because they're like, she's disrespectful. And I'm like, no, we have had conversations before this conversation as to why she can talk like that.
Right.
So
Let
me ask you this. I mean, we're sorry to interrupt you, but like, is disciplined? I'm assuming now. I mean, I know, but I'm going to ask, like, what's there discipline in it? Because that looks, was there discipline in it? Because again, you're the parent first, friend second, and like you had said, sometimes, when you look at it as if an outsider comes along and says, "Oh, she's being disrespectful" or something like that, and like you said, that's not the case, and most people, you know, mind your own freaking business,
right?
Because that's the same. Like again, Junior, you know him, like he's like the king of sarcasm.
Yes,
but it's like he can get away with it too, because it's like we have that. It's always yes sir, no sir.
Right, right.
You know, like very respectful on the side of it. So like he knows when he can get away with that, and he certainly knows when not. Kind of the same situation here. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and we have code words, and we have words like if I say something, then they know like they need to stop talking.
You guys, like, code word banana, like
like literally that
a random conversation. You're just talking like banana, and like everybody knows.
Yeah, everybody knows Mama not playing right now, so everybody just better get in line. Walk, little ducklings, walk. That's it. Or if I say two words, if I say shawty or chick, you in trouble.
Yeah, she be calling people shawty.
If I call you shawty or I call you chick, you in big trouble, friend.
Yeah.
You know, if she hits this right here,
or if I put my fingers out, I start putting my fingers out.
If she puts her fingers about 2 inches from her head, you're done for.
Or start talking slow. Like it's a tone thing for us.
No, she goes like this, and then she'll like bring her head all the way to the side. She's already really short.
So there are clear signs that Mama's not
clear
happy.
signs of danger
that mom has clocked in. But also like there was another part where I used to use military discipline. So, you know, sitting on the wall type of things. And then, you know, we grew up with whoopings, but I didn't really have to whoop Mea. Because one time I flicked her in the lip and her lip bled. And that was like the last time I flicked her in the lip, like to watch her mouth type of thing. We used to get slapped in the face back in the day, first of all. But like I flicked her in the lip one time, her lip bled, and I was like, I'm not doing that no more. You know, you learn over the time. So then, you know, those wall sits and stuff like that became the discipline that hurt worse than even having to do whoopings or the long conversations, which she calls yap sessions. She don't want no yap sessions.
Oh my gosh. So we will talk for hours and hours and hours. And at this point, I'm like, you know what?
Just whoop
I
me.
should have did that. Like, I'll go get the belt. I don't care what you hit me with.
Just beat me, please.
God. And then let me go to bed so we can wake up in the morning.
It's like I'll take the licking first, man. It's like
yes,
Marsha, good morning.
Hours on end.
Oh goodness, yeah. It's one of those things, and Marsha, Marsha there. There
Hey,
she is.
Marsha, I see you.
You do what works for your family. She makes a good point there. You do what works for your family, you know, and
Yes.
I think military backgrounds and stuff like that. And here's the thing that I love about this show is a lot of the stuff that you talk about can be granted it's focused on the mother-daughter or the mother-child relationship. Guys, take a listen to this. I'm telling you, because it's like you can incorporate the things that they're talking about as well with your relationship with your kids. So yes, although you have a mother and daughter talking about their experiences and stuff like that, guys, especially single dads, and I'm speaking from experience, you know, for many years, you can incorporate a lot of what they talk about into your relationship from the guy's perspective, as a father's perspective, as well. And I think that's one of the things that I really love about what you guys are talking about, because you like what Marsha said, you do what works for you. You know, for me, it was always like I used to get kind of bagged on a little bit, like, you know, your son's not one of your troops. And it was always like,
Yeah.
you know, you get in trouble. The discipline was, you know, some people thought the discipline was harsh, but fair. Well, if you look at him now, it was like,
Right. He's structured.
Yeah, like yeah, you're welcome. You know, it kind of,
You're welcome.
so it was, yeah. So it was, and the other thing is like you have to do what's right for you and your family. David, good morning, brother. Appreciate you jumping on. So I love this show. I love the fact that you guys have fun doing it. It shows the relationship between a mother and daughter and how it has grown over the years. It also shows, you know, listening to it, how like Mea can kind of get away with certain things, and it's also funny when Ashley checks you too, Mea. So it's like, and I'm saying that as the guy that produces it, so I think it's hilarious, you know, because I know you both, but I get what you guys are saying, that sometimes for people from the outside look in. But here's the other thing: who gives a damn?
Right.
It works for you guys, and that's what's important. And the point that I'm trying to make here for the listeners and the viewers is that you need to figure out what works for you. So another case in point was like, sometimes certain disciplines don't work after a while, and you have to find something new. And as you know, as Junior was younger, it wasn't like go stand in the corner or stare at the wall until I'm tired. That stuff wasn't working anymore. So it was like he was all about the electronics and the video games and stuff like that. He was a little bit of a gamer on the weekends. It was like, hey, this weekend you're not gaming this weekend.
No games. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was just like, what? Why? You're just like, you would have thought you shot the dog or something. Right. Like that, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to find out what works. But in order to do that, you have to know your kid. And the fact that you two have such a great bond together, and that you get to spend that time together, you guys know each other so well, is great, and you're setting an example. So I think that's awesome.
Thank you. And you can't do it with every kid. Every kid is different. So all those families that have multiple kids, don't try the same trick on every kid, because I'm telling you, it's not gonna fly.
My mom will send my sisters. She used to send all of us to bed early. She'd be like, everybody go to bed, and then they'll be in there crying, I'll be in there asleep.
Right.
And then she'd be like, you know what, Mea, you gonna stay up. And that was trifling.
Because Mea likes to go to sleep. You don't gotta beg her to go to sleep. So I was like, oh no, she
want
to go to bed.
Oh, time out. Wait. So let me get this straight. So you would send everybody else to bed when they wanted to stay up. Mea's there like, F it, I'll sleep. So she sleeps. So you wake her up and you keep her awake as a punishment.
Yes.
You know she was gonna sleep.
Yes.
That's cold.
That's right. Send me to bed.
That's cold.
Listen, I figured out what her thing that she loved was, and I was like, wait a minute. She going to sleep too easy. She didn't complain. She didn't argue. She didn't do nothing. She was like,
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I'll go. I'm like, nah, man, this is no, you stand up.
Oh,
so upset about that. And then she would like still send the other two to bed, and they'd be crying. I'm like, I wish I was going to bed too.
I love it. I love it. Ladies, I appreciate you being here. Folks, those of you that are watching, that watch this throughout the weekend or listen to this, go check out their show. You can find it at heroesmediagroup.com. You can also find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you want to listen to your favorite podcast shows. They also have their YouTube channel, She Bird the Vibe. We're going to talk about that here in just a couple of minutes. We'll get to that in some of the episodes that they have done thus far. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to Marcia said, wash them dishes. We're going to switch over. We got a couple of news topics I want to discuss, and then we're going to get into the shows for the week. So, ladies, stay with me here, and we'll talk about the shows here in just a minute.
For sure.
First up, just happened this week. One of the headlines that happened this week: the Pentagon press corps is gone, folks. I, for one, am shocked. Not really. I think this has been a long time coming. Reporters for all major news outlets turned their government-issued press badges in earlier this week because they were arguing the new restrictions that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had demanded that members of the Pentagon press corps sign on to restrictive reporting guidelines has prompted a mass exodus. It was like they explained it as like a college move out day. This happened on Wednesday. Nearly all the journalists who had desks in the Pentagon press room have declined to sign, and they left the building in a joint protest Wednesday afternoon. Griff Witt, a managing editor at The Atlantic, vowed the magazine's correspondents will continue to report continue to report. Jesus, like I had a stroke. To report in every way they can to try to explain the American people how their taxpayers' dollars are being spent and what's being done with the American military's might. Quote, I think the Pentagon knows where we stand on this. And said Witt, whose employer declined to sign the new policy. You've seen the media organizations of every character, and they're talking like everybody from Fox, CNN, ABC, all of it. They've all are cleaning out. He had said later on in the interview, today we joined virtually every other news organization in declining to agree to the Pentagon's new requirements, which would restrict journalists' ability to keep the nation and the world informed of important national security issues. End quote. That's probably why you're getting kicked out, is you're wanting to tell everybody else our national security. I don't know. That's how I read it. Now, I could be wrong. It's still early in the day, so it would be the first time today. And I say that because my wife's not home. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's why this. I don't think we need the press in the Pentagon, and that's probably not a what do I want to say? It's probably not a comment that most people are going to agree with me, and that's fine. That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to that. So I think it's like not funny, haha, but all the press people getting kicked out of the Pentagon. Hey, there you go. What do we have here? I think it's various levels. Yeah, Marsha says it's devastating. I see what you're saying, Marsha. I do, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. There is one organization that's still there. I think it was OANN on something media that's out there. I even thought about taking HMG down there. I'm not going to drive 2 hours a day, but I thought maybe, hey, we can go down to the Pentagon. That might be cool, right? Anyway, so I thought that's interesting. I have a feeling over the next probably, this happened on Wednesday. Today's Friday. So we're probably going to hear more about this throughout the next week. So stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, things are shaking up down at the Pentagon. This next story, It's coming out of California, and y'all know how I love to talk about California. Gavin Newsom speeds psychedelic research with new law backed by the veterans out there. This is something I'm actually kind of getting by. I think this is pretty neat. California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed AB 1103, which is designed to accelerate the study of psychedelics for mental health treatment. The law is to take effect January 1st of 2026 to streamline the state's approval process for clinical research into drugs such as ibogaine, MDMA, and psilocybin. Now, those of you that have known me for a while and watched this, I've talked about this deeply over the last 2 years, really. We've interviewed people that have done the trials with the government on MDMA. We've seen some of the results from that. We've interviewed tier 1 operators doing these different trials and whatnot, and what the results have been. This is, I think this is a good thing, especially for the veteran community that wants to, I don't want to say it's a cure for PTSD, but it's definitely a help for people to deal with it and manage it on a much larger scale. Ash, do you have anything on this one?
I was going to say, as a person who suffers from various PTSD factors, I think as many resources as we can have is really, really important. So I just appreciate that we're taking it seriously. I feel like it's like a victimized type of situation. Like, oh, they got PTSD. Oh, they got PTSD. Like, I think we need to stop having that conversation. So I feel like this is just another conversation that kind of gives us a little bit more resources.
Right. Yeah, I agree. This is a good thing, I think, and I'm excited to see more with all the interviews that I've done in the last 2-3 years with a lot of these different types of.
Mea had something.
What's up, Mea?
I was just going to say, as a child of 2 parents that had PTSD, I agree with that statement.
There you have it, right there. See, I think Mea bringing up a good point right there. Thank you, Mea, for saying that. We get so wrapped up on the individual with the symptoms that we tend to forget how it's affecting the families.
Yes.
Particularly the kids.
Yes.
It definitely affects the families, and it definitely affects the kids. The kids have to see all the little points of, I don't have the best word, but I would say all the little points where it unravels a little bit, or they have to see their parent and they're like kind of confused. I remember doing research about PTSD on my own because I'm like, this can't be regular.
Yeah. Yeah, and the way that the kids started talking to me, like me and her dad have like some very serious PTSD factors, but I never thought about it either. Looking at what they saw, they don't know PTSD. They don't know that word, right?
Right.
They just know that somebody's going off the hinges, or this person is crumbling, or this. I can't go to certain places. I can't have loud noises, and especially kids are loud, And the loud noises is what they really had to be careful of, because I literally could not take the loud noises, and sometimes I didn't respond properly with that part, and I don't go in certain places because of it, or I'll have my headphones, or I have my different things. Like, I know what I need to do, but the kids don't know. And so Yeah, you don't realize how much your family, like we hear about the spouses gonna react to it, but the kids definitely that don't even know what PTSD is, they're walking on eggshells in a whole different way, and it's something we really need to consider.
Yeah, that's a good point. All good points, ladies. Thank you for saying that. Next, we're going to move on. We got a couple more here. What's going on in Alaska? There's a lot going on in Alaska this week. 1 killed, 51 rescued, and Western Alaskan community is devastated by floods caused by typhoon. Hold on. I didn't even know Alaska has typhoons. Who knew?
Right, me either.
Typhoon. Well, typhoon is usually, that term is used like a hurricane, but it's like they use typhoon over in Asia, like Japan, Philippines, that area. Anyway, so they hit Alaska, Bering Sea on Sunday, packing hurricane force wind gusts, big waves lots of flooding up and down the different areas of the Barren Strait over there. Anyway, it's crazy, but I didn't happen to see this on social media. So then when I went to look at it, like one, maybe two articles on it, that was it. But there's been 1,400 people displaced, and they're staying in like local schools right now until the government can figure out where to find suitable shelter. Months and months and months of cleanup, they say. And those communities up there are pretty small. So this is going to be interesting to see, but I've never heard of a typhoon hitting Alaska before. So I just found that sad, but fascinating at the same time.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Me and Marsha know that territory very well. We drove there, and so I'm just trying to.
You drove?
We drove 4 days. I think it was 4 days there, clinical. 5 days back. Clinical is what Mea said. It was a crazy ride, I'm telling you. And I was in my 15-passenger van that tried to choke on me coming back. And so it was scary. Just women veterans. We did it. Whoop, whoop. I mean, we took that trek all the way to Alaska. It was wild. But like, I just can't even imagine, that kind of weather. So yeah, tribute to all of those who are suffering through that, because it's the territory in general. And we were there where there was no darkness. Like, it was daylight forever. It was daylight the whole time we were there. And so there's different aspects depending on what's going on in Alaska right now. I hope it's not darkness all day right now, because that would be a hard rescue type of situation. So yeah. I mean,
just walking in the middle of the night, like, oh, it's 11 o'clock in the morning and it's pitch dark outside. Like, that's always been,
it's pitch dark.
I've worked with a lot of people that have, that lived in Alaska. I've been to Alaska once, but it was on the southern tip of it. And I remember like seeing a sign that says next gas station 87 miles. And you're like, yeah, we better fill up here.
Scary. That was the scariest part. Listen, don't play in Alaska. You better fill up every time you see a gas station. I don't care if you just need $5. Fill up. Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Scary. It's all right. Scary.
Last one. We're keeping it up in Alaska. This administration now approves an industrial road to cut through gates of the Arctic National Park and Reserve. This is probably going to steer a lot of people the wrong way, as it should. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but this administration currently has issued an executive order approving the Ambler Road project. It's a controversial 211-mile industrial road proposed to run through the national park system units from the Dalton Highway to Alaska's remote Amber Mining District. But it's getting the project up and running is expected to require more environmental reviews. This has happened. This is like, it's not necessarily new, but it's continuing on, because this administration in 2020 first came to term with this. It got a lot of pushback. Somebody that's an outdoorsman myself, this is something I don't like, because I don't think the government should be going into, especially national reserves that are going to disrupt wildlife migration and stuff like that. Like, find another way. That's just my opinion. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you guys want to look that up, it is the Arctic National Park and Preserve. You can Google that. And then last but not least, all you Kiss fans out there, ever see what happened? Ace Frehley died this week. Any Kiss? I know there's some Kiss fans out there. So lead guitarist for Kiss for many years. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Great. I
wasn't a Kiss fan, but I know Kiss, and I had to look up like Marilyn Manson to somebody the other day. Like, they don't know Kiss and Marilyn Manson and all of them.
Yeah, it's you look at like all the, it's like some of the, like, I hate to say this. Oh God, it hurts my heart just. But like, I'm getting to that age where,
yeah,
everybody that we grew up listening to, it's like they're expiring.
They're passing. Yeah, they're passing. He was only 74.
Hey, Mea, don't make fun of me.
He was only 74.
Yes, I mean, he He was.
Did you know Dick Van Dyke is 99?
Yeah, and that guy jumps
Yep.
around. Like he's 40.
Yeah. I was
Who's
like,
Dick Van Dyke?
I never knew, but yeah, they are really older. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that's a different
Yeah.
generation too. You look at like Dick Van Dyke, and some people like that. George Burns was really old before he passed.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Probably older people that are watching right now, they know George Burns. Mia, you know who George Burns is?
No.
I don't even know who Dick Van Dyke is. I'm lost. But I knew Kiss was
All right.
God.
Listen, let's get so that's it for news topics. Coming up, important dates, guys. Podfest 2026. If you're a podcaster or you're thinking about being a podcaster, you definitely want to go to this event. It's going to be in January. It's January 15th through the 18th. SeaWorld, Orlando, Florida. You can go to podfestexpo.com. It's the world's largest podcasting event. You don't want to miss this. Be there. Yours truly. I'm going to the main stage. I've been asked to go on the main stage this year. We're going to be doing a workshop with my friend Shay Sparks, talking about community and stuff like that. So if you're in the Orlando area or you're looking for an excuse to go to Florida, January 15th through the 18th, be there, period. Also coming up, Military Creator Con, April 16th through the 18th. The website is now live. Go to militarycreatorcon.com. We're going to be in Dallas, Texas. Actually, I believe it's Arlington, which is like a suburb of Dallas right there, but it's in the Dallas area. Anyway, April 16th through the 18th. Go to militarycreatorcon.com. Now you can get your tickets. Here's a friendly reminder. For those of you out there, we are looking for heroes stories. Send us your community heroes. Somebody in your neighborhood, somebody that's done something special that you think needs to be recognized. Let's get some positive stories out there. So send us stories. You can go to, let me put it up here. Right there. Email us right there. media@heroesmediagrp.com. Send us an email. And then something else that I got to talk about right quick. Let me see if I can put this up here. Got this from a friend of mine. I'm doing a shout out for him. Miami-Dade County 10th annual Veterans Thanksgiving lunch coming up November 25th, noon to 3 p.m. at Lone Depot Park down there in the Miami area. This is going to be fun. Check it out. Royal Caribbean Group, Starbucks, Chief Press Foundation. This is a great area. Good organizations put it on November 25th. So if you're in the Miami area, there you go. Check it out. All right. Next up, let's talk about the shows. We got a little bit of time here left. Ladies, let's kick it off with the shows. She Bird the Vibe. What'd you guys talk about? When can people listen for new episodes, etc.? Go.
All of our shows are all of our shows post on Fridays at 7 p.m. So you can tune in every Friday, 7 p.m. You will get a show, and then we do one live show every month. And so She Birthed the Vibe. I'm the she's the vibe. And every Friday, 7 p.m.
He's dying. That is the truth. I'm the vibe.
I got it. I get it. That's just the way you said it. Anyway. So last week was the live feed last week, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And we talked about being older siblings. So I'm an older sibling. She's an older sibling. We talked about how that shaped our life. We talked about the goods and bads and the ugly of being an older sibling, and talked about like how it either improved our life or handicapped our life, like especially on the part where we always care for others as opposed to care for ourselves. And so, we're always tending to our siblings. I attribute it to, especially for me, because my mom was absent. I was like raising my siblings. And so it's different than just watching your siblings or caring after your siblings when you're actually raising. So I felt like for me, I wasn't a sister. I was like another mother. And so for them, they were my first kids, but I had kids later, which, still attributed to that same heart. But Mia talks about it, in the position of forced labor.
Yeah, my siblings, they're just kind of bad. They're just kind of bad. And then it's like the double standards of the siblings, because I guess I could kind of see it, because like when you first become a parent, there's all these things that you want to like do, and there's all these things you want to like have your kid do. And then you have another kid and you're like, you know what? Just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Because
it's tough, Mea.
Like,
hey, Mea. Mea.
Just,
right here, girl. Right here.
Oh,
I get it. You're right here. I'm the oldest too. And it was just like, okay, it was like the oldest is like a trial run.
Yes.
And the kids after that are just kind of like, man, whatever. I know my parents are gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, is that how you really feel? Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
We're 7 years old, we still have a problem. No, I'm just kidding. So it's all good. Well, good. So listen, you could find their show again, heroesmediagroup.com. Check out their show page there and follow them on the social media platforms. Show these ladies. Absolutely love it. Ladies, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We had so much fun.
We
Absolutely.
did. Thank you.
Folks, we're going to keep getting, ladies, you're welcome to stay with me as we go through the other shows. If you got to bounce, that's fine too. But next up, we got Let's Talk All Things VA with Coach Marsha.
Coach Marsha, whoop, whoop. That's my girl. Tune in.
Yeah. This week, from denial to approval. At first, I thought we were talking about relationships. No, we're talking, well, maybe with the
right.
Just get up on that horse and try again. Anyway, VA denials are discouraging. That they most certainly are. And any veterans out there that has gone through the VA process knows that it is a kick in the crotch. So, Ken, I appreciate you. Have a good weekend, brother. This week, Marsha explains why most first claims fail, what the law says about service connection, and how persistence can turn a no into an approval. Love this episode. She makes some solid points on this. And from somebody that went through the VA process for nearly 12 years, I wish this would have been around when I was first going through the VA process. So for you veterans out there that are having trouble with the VA, your claims, or you're thinking about potentially putting in for your disability claims or what have you, get a hold of Marsha here and take a listen to this episode. Let's talk all things VA. Check it out.
She is the GOAT, and she is the real deal, because she has helped I have witnessed her helped over 12 people. I gave her a specific list, and everybody on my list has already gotten their service disability rating increased. So please talk to her.
Oh,
she can help.
She is, and she is she's gonna kill me for saying this. She's a bulldog. She's like, she takes no from anybody either. But that's what you need. That's the type of person you want when you're dealing with your claim. Vets, don't give up on this stuff. It's your guys' benefits. Use them. Period. Because here's the thing: if you're not using your benefits, then you're hurting other veterans that are trying to get theirs, because the VA is based off of funding and what they get. So if you're not getting your stuff, then that means that could mean potentially that the VA is not going to get the funding that they need the following year, and that could mean that a veteran that is in need doesn't get the help that they need. So whether you think you need your benefits or not, go get them. Use them. That's all I'll say about that. All right. Next up, Double S podcast. This week, Colorado Kayak Bassmasters 2025 State Championships. Amazing. Miss Leslie, who joins us, talks about, plus an Army veteran and the second place finisher, also qualifier for the Bassmaster National Kayak Championship. Nick Weller is on with our buddy Gene Campbell this week. Go check it out. It's Double S podcast. If you're an angler, you're going to love this one. Next up, Ash, you know this guy, JMac podcast this week, breaking the victim mindset, redefining legacy, choosing who you become. That's the conversation this week. We're talking with Christopher Rees, sharing how he rebuilt his life after losing his father, battling identity loss, and nearly ending his life and ending it all. Together, they unpack what truly means to own your story, slow down, and choose who you become. Some of the things that you're going to learn in this episode this week: how to break free from the victim mentality. Some of you that are watching this need to listen to this show. Why slowing down can actually save your life. This I'm telling you, another one.
That part alone. Slow down.
Like you have to slow down. You cannot just. It's and the power of writing your truth. Write stuff down. There is a lot of power of writing it down. It helps with manifestation, whether you believe it or not. I don't care. I'm telling you, it works. So JMac podcast, check it out. Next up, Vet SOS podcast. They do 4 shows a week. Make sure you check them out. Military Transition Resources Show. They have their Veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight, Veteran Educational Resource Spotlight, and they have The Scoop. All out this week. Go check them out. Vet SOS. And I just realized on their Veteran Educational Resource Spotlight, they had our friend Nikki Harrelson from Military Child Education Coalition over in Killeen there. So shout out to MSEC. Nice. Next up, we got the Disgruntled PM. Hero in one, villain the next. A project manager's origin story. So this week, special guest Ben Chan explores the parallels between a hero's journey and storytelling and the challenges faced with project managers. Trevor, who is the host of this show, has done a fantastic job with this show. This is a great episode. The Disgruntled PM. Check it out. Who do we have here? Oh, ladies had to go. Okay, got it. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you jumping on. Let me see here. Next up, we got Speak Up, Show Up, Lead podcast with JJ Hardy. This week, money and abundance mindset. They're going to dive into the abundance mindset, how to shift your perspective around money, and how the strategies that help leaders and entrepreneurs achieve lasting financial independence. This is a great show. Take some notes on it. Speak Up, Show Up, Lead podcast. Next up, we got Keep It Spiritually Simple with Sandra McEllis. She is back in full swing. I absolutely love it. This week, they're talking the introduction to plant medicine with Dr. Nancy. Go check that out. Keep It Spiritually Simple. Next up, we got the Strategic Veteran. This week, Mental Perk. That's the title of it. What does that mean? Well, what happens when you fight when the fight never ends? Not on the battlefield, but inside your own head. Carla Hutchinson and Brandy Mock, the women behind Mental Perk, have spent years walking alongside people at rock bottom. And Carla is a licensed therapist who seen every side of the system: courtrooms, hospitals, private practice, etc. Brandy's a straight talking entrepreneur who's lived the civilian toll of military life up close. Together, they're tearing the mask off mental health. But no sugarcoating, no shame, just the truth about what it takes to find your way back. Awesome episode, Strategic Veteran. Check it out. Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Mission first. People always. Inside MOA's Total Force with Lieutenant General Brian Kelly. Amazing human being. In 2022, General Kelly continued his commitment to service by becoming the president and CEO of the Military Officers Association of America, or MOA. Great organization. In 2023, in his role, he leads the nation's most influential military advisory organizations, championing interests for service members, veterans, and their families through legislative action. Jeez Louise. So check that out. Great episode, Homefront Sit Rep podcast. Next up, Patriots Inside the Wire, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights with Tracy Two Steps. Go check them out. She's been doing about 2-hour-long shows. Fantastic musical guests on their shows. Patriots Inside the Wire. Go check it out. Arms Room Show every Monday, 2 p.m. Arizona time. You get a new episode this week. They're breaking down the shooting fundamentals and the common errors that we see with students. Them, not me. Great episode. Figure this out. You really want to listen to this, especially if you're thinking about getting into shooting, or if you're a shooter and you have a lot of experience with shooting. If you think you're a good shooter, they will make you better. I promise you that. Great episode, Arms Room Show. Check it out. All right, next up, Misfit Nation podcast with our man Rich. They do Misfit Nation. They do a couple episodes a week. Rich does a few. Then they got the Tuesday crew. But this one here that we're talking about, Rich welcomes Colonel Darren McAuley, a U.S. Air Force veteran, physician, and candidate for Congress in Florida's 15th district. He's talking all things what he's running on, integrity, compassion, and the drive to serve others beyond the uniform. He's running for Congress now. Shares his mission to strengthen the veteran healthcare system, expand access to quality medical care, and restore trust in the leadership. Great episode, Misfit Nation. Check it out. We got Label Free podcast. Host Deanna Radulescu welcomes best-selling award-winning indie author Christian Purcell, known for her engaging narratives that blend romance with deeper emotional themes. She discusses her latest book, Finding Scarlet, and her upcoming releases, The Unabridged Life of Missy Kincaid. She shares insights to her unique aspects of her writing, particularly how stories resonate with women in their 50s who are navigating significant life changes such as divorce and self-discovery. Check it out, Label Free podcast. We got next up, we got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is another show that does a couple of shows each week, People's Patriot Project. And if you go check them out, you're going to see that they're doing some stuff for Wreaths Across America. They're doing a fundraiser for Wreaths Across America over at Fort Snelling up in just outside of Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota area. So please go check them out, the People's Patriot Project. Just a few more. Stay with me. Other side of the firewall this week, they have a cyber coffee hour with Dr. Joseph Burt Miller Jr. and Alfredo Nash about the current state of cybersecurity, focusing on the rise of common vulnerabilities and exposures, or CVE, as it's known in the industry. The challenges faced by cyber insurers and implementations of AI vulnerabilities, particularly with Google's Gemini. Some of you out there are like, what? I've learned a lot from this show. I think if you're dipping your toe in the AI or using AI at all, you want to listen to these episodes because you're going to learn about what it's going to take for cybersecurity and what's really going on behind the scenes or behind the firewall, as they other side of the firewall. Check it out. Chasing happiness. Everyone is talking, but no one's really listening. We are more connected online and more disconnected in real life. I think this is a very true statement. In this episode, he shares how faith can help find peace and rebuild connection in a noisy world. This is one thing that I've said, and I say this in our mastermind inner circle group. This is great. This interaction is great that we get to do here online. Like, technology is good for a lot of things, but you do not want to lose that human connection. All right. Stay with me, guys. I got one more here. Rise up, voices from the front line. Leader. We throw the word around every day in offices, in politics, nonprofits, even families. But what does it actually mean? This week is episode 2. They're stripping back the leadership to its core. Titles don't make you a leader. Positions don't make you a leader. Leadership is about responsibility, carrying the weight of others, setting direction when no one else will, and making choices that ripple through people's lives. This is a great episode. Check it out. Shout out to our sponsors from the farm, our sister company, HMG Beverage, My Tax Fella. Those of you taxes around the corner, make sure you get your stuff done. Go to mytaxfella.com. Check it out. Forget Genetics, veteran-owned. I love those guys. Jim Nearing's Live Bait and Tackle, another veteran-owned company. Fin Tactical, great organization. The Freedom People, and the VA Claim Builder. Folks, I'm running out of time. I got about 2 seconds here. Listen, look at that. Look, I'm going to throw this up there. Dude, 40% off all month long on cybersecurity awareness in October. Ryan Williams Sr., he is the voice behind the other side of the firewall. I've learned a lot from this man, and you guys will too. I promise you that. Ryan, thank you for posting this, man. Go check it out. Othersideofthefirewall.com. You can order it today, 40% off. I love it. I love it. Guys, next week, we're probably going to be doing the weekly wrap-up on Thursday night. At least that's kind of the plan. Tony, what's up? I see you, brother. Appreciate you jumping on. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, Thursdays. We'll probably next week, weekly wrap-up, probably going to be Thursday night. Stay tuned for that. This weekend, here's what I want you to do. I want you to shut this stuff off. I want you to put the phone away. Don't get the 45-degree syndrome. All right, get outside. The weather's nice. It's fall out. The leaves are changing. Go do something with the family this weekend. Protect your minds. All right. I'm going to see you guys next week. I promise you that. God bless you. God bless America. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you share this. Let's get this out to the masses. And don't forget to send us your community heroes. Let's start sharing some positive stories in your community. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.